morning.
It's the murder trial that's become an American true crime obsession.
Free Karen Reed!
With supporters flocking to the courthouse, all for Karen.
I feel great. Today went well. We prepped hard. And I'm just proud of my team. And we've got the truth, so we just forge ahead.
This is Karen's retrial for the murder of her police officer boyfriend John O'Keefe in 2022. She's accused of running him over with her SUV during a blizzard after a night of heavy drinking. The first jury was hung, unable to agree on all three of the counts against her.
We don't like reruns.
So now she's back in court for opening statements with new fireworks.
There was no collision with John O'Keefe.
And new faces.
She clipped him, he fell backwards, he broke his head.
The prosecution team is now run by Hank Brennan, most famous for defending notorious mob boss James Whitey Bulger. Brennan is pushing the narrative that Karen admitted to hitting O'Keefe.
Miss Reed stated that she hit him 3 times. I hit him. I hit him.
I hit him.
Her defense has also hired this woman, her new attorney, Victoria George, who was an alternate juror during Reed's first trial, a first in judicial history. The defense is focusing on lead investigator Michael Proctor, who was fired after the first trial for his very inappropriate conduct.
What did you text about going through Karen Reed's phone?
No news so far.
Shame on you, sir.
The trial has turned Karen into a true crime megastar.
Elle magazine wants to feature me.
She was the happiest murder defendant in America.
She was also the focus of the documentary A Body in the Snow, The Trial of Karen Reed, now on Investigation Discovery and Max.
So, did you drive your car into John?
I did not drive my car into John.
This doc is loaded with exclusive interviews and behind the courtroom footage shot during Karen's first trial. Director Terry Dunn Muir's access was unprecedented.
It's very rare, I think, you see a documentary crew be allowed to follow a defendant and their defense team through a trial.
This is my version of testifying. Doing this film is my testimony.
Terry will not follow Karen for the retrial, but has heard about some new changes.
They're going to bring in some new witnesses and that there could be some new evidence presented. Basically, it's the same case. It's just going to be tried somewhat differently because there's different characters.
You're either pro Karen Reed or you are pro police.
People have called it a circus. They've called it a spectacle. This case has been tried in social media. They say how rare it is that you see people cheering a murder defendant on her way into trial. We don't usually see that. So that makes this case very, very different.
I can't believe what's happening to me.
And we're joined by the Boston Herald's police and court reporter Flint McColgan, who lived through the first Karen Reed trial. And here we go again. Flint, opening statements yesterday. Let's get right to what you felt. Who did better?
Well, I think both were strong, especially on the prosecution side. Both were compelling. Brennan outlined, a disintegrating relationship and a reactive, just like spur of the moment killing. And the defense talked about how she didn't do anything. It was 3 things you need to know. There was no collision, there was no collision, there was no collision.
It seems to be there was no collision, there was no collision, there was no collision versus I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. The prosecution is telling the jury that Karen Reed said this. She said, I hit him. Sadly, there's no recording of this. So it's a they said, she said. That may be the problem.
Yes, and what's different here, though, is that Karen Reed has done lots of interviews since the last trial. Prosecutor Brennan actually played a clip in which she did speculate, maybe I clipped him, maybe I did that.
I didn't think I hit him, but could I have clipped him?
There seems to be an enormous amount of evidence that would at least lead to reasonable doubt. I believe, do you, another mistrial at least is coming. Karen Reed gets off here.
I can't speculate. That's not my job, but I do believe that there is ample reason that jurors can find that there is, reasonable doubt in this.